Hello, and welcome to another Rangaru's unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the Avto Shtrafniki officer unit. With the introduction of order number 227, or otherwise known as a not one step back order, Soviet Union would end up formally adopting more penal battalions into their Red Army structure. Essentially, these penal battalions were to discourage troops from falling back and from suffering from acts of cowardice. Soldiers who usually saw service in penal battalions were usually convicted of either desertion or cowardice, or they could be your local gulag inmate. They'd also be commanded by usually standard Red Army officers who would keep them in check. Now, as you might expect, these penal troops would usually see some of the hardest fighting during the war, as they would be sent on the most dangerous missions. Now, yes, blocking units were used to try and deter penal battalions from falling back, but it's not like enemy at the gates where they just machine gun them down. It would usually just be court-martialed and summarily executed instead. And due to the fact that they have nowhere to really step back, and also with some patriotic zeal for some of them to redeem themselves in the eyes of the motherland, they would usually fight pretty ferociously when attacking the enemy. In-game, however, the Avto Shtrafniki are from the 36th Penal Battalion, which is usually bigger than the standard penal unit. They're usually organized in companies. These guys, however, were all former Red Army officers, and so they definitely had a little bit more of a motivation to fight more ferociously and to redeem their rank. In-game, the Avto Shtrafniki officers are a 30-point rifle squad, technically, by game standard, for the 43rd Reserve Army, and they have 3 weapons. So, you have 5 PPS-43s, 10 PPShar-41s, and 4 RPG-43 anti-tank grenades. So it's a rather automatic loadout. There are 15 submachine guns in total. That's quite a lot of submachine guns. The PPS-43s are slightly worse to the PPS-41s, they're a little less accurate, and they have a slightly slower rate of fire, and the anti-tank grenades are pretty standard. They blow up tanks pretty effectively, but you have to get a little bit close. Pop down to miscellaneous stats. They are fanatical and technically tank busters with the RPG grenades. They're a 15-man squad with good optics, good stealth, and heavy cargo space. So, in battle, the Avto Shtrafniki officers are, well, another Russian SMG spam squad. I've covered quite a few SMG spam squads previously in my Unit of the Weeks, so I'll keep this a little bit brief. I mean, SMG spam squads have a rather simple strategy of getting in close and unloading a lot of submachine gun bullets into the opponent's face. And this is definitely taken to the extreme with 15 SMGs in a single squad. I find the best use for these guys is definitely in the heavy forest cover. You can make them work in towns, but town fights require a little bit more micro, because if you get caught out in the open, those MG42s, which are now very deadly, will just rip you a new one. But the Avto Shtrafniki officers are a little bit more unique, because, well, they have more guys in the squad compared to a regular Avto Machiki squad, and they are also fanatical, and that fanatical trait is such a good trait in Steel Division 2, meaning that you do not surrender to enemy units, and for a 15-man squad like this, it makes them extremely hard to kill them to the last man. And also, considering they're only 5 points more than an Avto Machiki squad, they have pretty good value considering the amount of close-range firepower that you are getting. In terms of availability, you have a rather low availability with only 1 guard available with 3 in A phase, 6 in B phase, and 9 in C phase, though they do come with a baseline 1-star veterancy, so it's not all that bad. But overall, they're a very damn good unit. You'll definitely get your money's worth for the price, and yes, it is another SMG spam squad, but the Russians can't really have enough SMG spam squads in my book. And, well, I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Rangaru's Unit of the Week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.